It is one of the most famous cities in the world, but San Francisco may be one of the dirtiest, too. An NBC Bay Area investigation reveals a dangerous concoction of drug needles, garbage, and even feces lining the streets of downtown.
Investigative reporter Begad Shaban explains why parts of the city are now being compared to some of the worst slums, not just in the country, but in the world.
Terry and Jess, parts of the city aren't just disgusting. These diseased streets can be dangerous. Millions of your tax dollars are spent cleaning them. So why does one of the richest cities in the world have neighborhoods that resemble some of the poorest? Tonight, we investigate. You like taking walks?
With my mom and my dad.
Yeah. Anila Reed is pretty observant for a 3-year-old.
This is like a microphone.
That's what it is. And rambunctious. Which might be why she had no problem telling us her thoughts on San Francisco.
You know, someone poop in there.
You see poop sometimes?
Yeah, when garbage.
How does that make you feel?
That makes me angry.
It makes you angry?
Yeah.
Anila and her fellow preschoolers have to regularly dodge some of the worst of what San Francisco has to offer.
I think the Moses.
The day we met Anila, she and her class walked right by nearly a dozen drug needles. That's the kids singing, by the way.
You gotta start paying attention to the ground, okay?
Okay.
Kim Davenport is Anila's mom and often walks her to school.
It's not safe, it's not healthy. Feces on the ground, needles.
You've actually had to pull her out of the way to keep them separate from this.
Yes, of course. I just had to do that this morning.
So how dirty is the city? I hit the streets with my producer to find out. Together, we surveyed 153 blocks of downtown San Francisco. We spent 3 days walking up and down every street, inspecting more than 20 miles of the city. We found trash on every block, 303 piles of feces, and 100 needles.
If you do get stuck with these disposed needles, you can get HIV, hepatitis C, hepatitis B.
Dr. Lee Riley is an infectious disease expert at UC Berkeley.
The fecal matter could possibly get into air, and if you happen to inhale that, it can also go into your intestine.
Which can be deadly, especially for children. Dr. Riley has researched some of the dirtiest slums in the world, but believes contamination levels in parts of San Francisco may now be even worse.
Much higher than what we see in places like Brazil or Kenya or India.
The neighborhoods we surveyed include the notorious Tenderloin, but also popular tourist spots like Union Square and major hotels. The area also includes City Hall, schools, playgrounds, and a police station. We took hundreds of photos and videos. Along the way, we spotted several people shooting up. This woman walked right up to my producer before going to the bathroom on the street.
Unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable.
San Francisco Supervisor Hillary Ronan is fed up.
We're losing tourists, we're losing conventions in San Francisco. All of this is happening because we aren't addressing the root cause. We don't invest enough money in our temporary shelter system.
Ronan believes the city has been so focused on providing full-time housing for the homeless that San Francisco doesn't have enough temporary beds. The city has about 2,000, but Ronan believes another 1,000 are needed. The cost? $25 million.
We need to find a source of revenue.
But those in the city are already paying more for street cleaning. The Department of Public Works spent $60 million last year cleaning the city. That's nearly double from 5 years ago.
Trash is not my only problem.
Mohammed Nuru is the Public Works Director.
If we're spending tens of millions of dollars every year to clean our city streets, and then they often end up looking like that, why hasn't something changed?
Well, I think things are changing.
But when you walk the streets of San Francisco, it doesn't seem to be working.
I think, you know, the city has its ups and downs. It gets cleaned, and then go back there a few hours later, and it looks as if it was never cleaned. And it's not just about sweeping and washing down and cleaning. We have a social problem that we need to solve.
His department maintains 34 public restrooms across San Francisco, but city workers still spend much of their time cleaning human waste off the streets. They also pick up an average of 12,000 needles each month. It's a dirty job that Nuru says eats away at about half his street cleaning budget.
So you're telling me drug needles on the street and human feces is costing the city roughly about $30 million a year?
Encampments, yes, just hot spots because of the resources and the people who have to do this work.
Which means more work for Anila's preschool teacher. Adelita Oriana not only has to teach her kids about colors and sharing, she also has to educate them about syringes.
We just let them know that they're dangerous and they should never be touched.
So for kids as young as 2, you're talking about needles?
Yeah, because it's so prevalent on the sidewalks.
It's a lesson Anila and her classmates were forced to learn, but one San Francisco still can't seem to learn from.
This is every single day. They use these sidewalks as bathrooms, and it's disgusting.
Over the past year, the city has received more than 20,000 complaints of human waste. That's an average of 60 calls per day about feces on San Francisco streets. On our website, we've created an interactive map you can use to see where exactly we spotted trash, needles, and feces. You can search block by block. We've even posted photos. A warning, though, some are pretty disgusting.
Okay, we have been warned. Thank you, Brigad. If you have a story for Brigad or anyone in the investigative unit, call 888-996-TIPS or visit our website, NBCBayArea.com/WeInvestigate.